this episode of Twang Nation, we chat with featured artist Diesel, then he performs live and exclusive, and an acoustic performance from Troy Cassar-Daley.
You walk into the party and there's no denying that you're kinda pretty. You giggle when you order your wine or your vodka and the men act silly. Well, even my man too. Yeah, that's why women like me don't like girls like you, no.
Well, my musical journey is different to most other singers who are doing what I do at the moment. I didn't sing as a child. I didn't play music. I was in the state athletics team. I was a race walker. So I thought that I wanted to go to the Olympics and be a race walker, which possibly is a bit embarrassing. And then I just kind of got over it and decided I didn't want to train anymore. And how I fell into country music was that at the age of 22, I got given a guitar for Christmas from a boyfriend and started learning guitar, and then sadly, about, I don't know, a couple of months later, he dumped me. And so I had a broken heart and a new guitar. So what else am I going to do but write some country songs? And that's really just how I started this music career of being a songwriter. And it was never something that I thought would happen. It's never something that I visioned. And so now I am a full-time musician, so it's just all these weird situations that fell into place, and here I am.
Yeah, that's why women like me don't like girls like you.
Well, Women Like Me is, I guess, taken from years and years of me kind of going out and observing other people. So I clearly remember writing this song. I was just sitting at my desk with the guitar on and just trying to imagine circumstances where all the girls would unite against this one girl that tries to steal your man. And it's definitely one of the most requested songs, and one that people say, oh, I really connect with that one. It's about this girl that, you know, did that. And I always say as well, it's never about anyone that's in my audience, because they're all good chicks at my shows.
I never have and never will like girls like you. Never know, never trust what you might do. You think the world revolves around you. Love this song, it's written about you too.
Well, I've got a new album in the works, and I head into the studio this month, and this album will be just a little bit more gritty, I suppose, a little bit more, just a little bit more rocky, perhaps. But most of all, my main aim when I get up to perform and when people listen to my music is to have a good time. So that's still going to be one of the most overwhelming parts of the album. It'll be fun.
'Cause that's when women like me will like girls like you.
I think, yeah, I'm just, you know, watching the turntable in my house. That's probably some of the earliest memories I have of music was, you know, records being put on the turntable. So I remember my dad playing his sax in the house. He was doing gigs up and down the eastern seaboard of America, and large family, and I was the youngest, so I got to sort of benefit from all the other records that were coming into the house from my older brothers and sisters. That was, at the time, you know, the Stones, Beatles, and, you know, just Creedence Clearwater, all that sort of stuff there in the 70s. And we moved out here, and that sort of continued, and started discovering Australian music. It was always a priority in our house, was the music. The first thing that got set up when we moved, which was a lot, we moved around a lot, was the stereo. In fact, our first Christmas in Australia was in a hostel out in western suburbs of Sydney. We had nothing except we had a Christmas tree made out of paper stuck on the wall, and we had, my dad went out and bought a stereo, and we had like 2 records, you know, until our stuff had come over from America. That was my life source, you know, my fountain of everything, right up until my teens. You know, I used to try to plug my guitar into the stereo before I got an amp. Blew up some of the speakers, used to jam along with the stereo when I eventually did get an amp. My brother left me a Vox amp when he went overseas, and he was playing bass. So I had a P bass, Fender Precision bass, and a Vox amp, cello, but I still didn't have an electric guitar. It's funny enough, even with all those toys, the guitar came very late in the piece. My dad was always buying instruments. Being a horn player, I guess he favoured more of the woodwind things like flutes and baritone clarinets and weird, wonderful things. There was just a distinct lack of string instruments in my house. There just wasn't a lot of guitars around. Maybe that's why I was determined to be guitar player. I spend most afternoons, before I started playing the cello. Even when I started playing the cello at the age of 8, I spent most days coming home from school, putting the headphones on, and listening to things like Stevie Wonder and Fleetwood Mac and just classic albums that were in the house. My world was pretty much inside the pair of headphones.
Still to come on Twang Nation, an exclusive live acoustic performance from Diesel. Then he's back on the couch, and an acoustic performance from Troy Cassar-Daley.